Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
and I saw it, and it was. I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But you didn't.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy too.
Do I regret it? For the fact that he wants to be called Cinco. I know that he probably has some, something with it. But I'm like, hey, you know what though? Do what you want, man.
Now, would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
According to a man, Usher, he's saying that Usher gave him herpes and wants Usher to turn over his medical records.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
We come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams. And she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about. But there were many situations back in the day in my career. And it's all coming full circle now, so.
So these artists, they're getting f***ed in the ass because that's their ritual, that's their rite of passage to get to the next level.
They videotape it. Then when he in the meeting, they give him a contract. They play the video of him getting by like 3 niggas.
Everybody in the music industry that you see that's successful is a homosexual. You go, so they get high, they get intoxicated, and they have transvestites in ass.
Yo!
They have transvestites come and videotape this shit.
Get ready for a jaw-dropping expose that's shaking the core of Hollywood. Today, we're diving headfirst into Usher's bombshell revelations about industry giants like Diddy, Will Smith, and Clive Davis. Imagine uncovering the dark, hidden layers behind the glamorous mentorship of young stars. From scandalous grooming allegations to the glitzy, deceptive allure of fame, we're about to peel back the curtain on some of Hollywood's most guarded secrets. Strap in, this is gonna be a wild ride.
Usher will always be a little boy, like all the other child stars out there, man. The only way Usher is gonna grow up is if he make a confession about Diddy. Usher has finally cracked the code. I don't know if he know it or not, but he basically just exposed Diddy and all the other weirdos in Hollywood. And I'm gonna explain to y'all how this all tying together. Because Diddy ain't the only one to have sexual allegations.
Now imagine being thrust into the fast lane of fame at just 14 years old. That was the reality for Usher, who found himself under the wing of none other than Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy, known for his extravagant lifestyle and influential status in the music industry, took Usher into an environment filled with adult parties and questionable mentoring methods. Usher, in various interviews, hinted at the complexities of navigating this world as a young teen, where he was exposed to much more than a budding artist should be. It's interesting, isn't it, the concept of Puffy Camp, as it was known, where Diddy reportedly groomed young talents like Usher, introducing them to a lifestyle rife with potential moral and ethical violations. This grooming allegedly included taking these young proteges to clubs and parties that would be deemed inappropriate for their age, blurring the lines between mentorship and manipulation.
Recently, several celebrities have referred to or recounted uncomfortable situations with the rapper Sean Diddy Combs. Chris Brown, Wendy Williams, Gene Deal, and especially Cassie being one of the few to have gone above and beyond and filed a lawsuit against the mogul. But with Usher now taking the lead and revealing Diddy's grooming scenarios with the singer while he was young and naive, the world is losing it all.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it, and it was. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I ain't
and
say that.
Okay.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. Keith Smalls was there, Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, pause, but like just how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
It was hard. There were a lot of things I seen and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be. I was 13 years old, and being 13, having that type of exposure, it was cool to go to Howard Homecoming with Puff. It was great to be able to go to Club USA or the Supper Club, with Puffy in that time, or the Tunnel. These are places that a 13-year-old probably should not be. Most kids will be excited about it. Most kids are trying to figure out, how to be around hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for. And I think that he was just trying to show me the lifestyle. However, that's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill. Like, you just a little bit too intense. You gotta relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I'm 13 years old, like banging on this man as though, I am the manager. I am the spokesperson for Usher. And I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there, you got Craig Mack in there. You're gonna make me a priority too. I'm not here to party with you. I don't wanna go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? I think as a kid, I realized, hey, look, that's not my ring. That's not my moment. That's not my bottle. That's not my drink. That's not my celebration. I wanted people to be excited about me the way that they were excited about him. I wanted my own success. I would stay at the studio. I would just absorb every bit of what I could get my hands on. I was just pulling everything I possibly could. There was a lesson in all of it. There was something to pull from it all because I got a chance to see a glimpse of the lifestyle, a glimpse of the idea of what it was to be successful. And part of all of this is really, if you can see it, then you should believe it.
I'm telling y'all that I've been battling with this homosexuality way before all this came out. You motherfuckers like always saying, and you too, John, Reggie be lying, Reggie making up. But if y'all go and listen to my videos before, y'all see I done spoke on all this bullshit before. Been telling y'all, Puffy Combs is a fucking homosexual. Any man sitting paying a motherfucking meal to come and watch him have sex with his girl is a weirdo. But I've been telling y'all that this is he's. When you have to have these females around, you gotta hide that crazy fantasy.
Gene done told y'all. The nigga going to buy plugs. Females that play with dildos and plugs and all that, they want their own. They want that broken out brand new or new for you niggas that don't know. They don't go break out a that you've been having laying around the house or something like that. Bitches be like, get that shit away from me. You better break it out of some plastic. How I know? I used to date. I don't do that no more. I am a happily married man now. But that's how that is, y'all. That's how that goes. Puffy is a weirdo. I'm telling y'all he's a weirdo. But now that it's out, everybody else can benefit from the stories. But Gene been telling y'all. That's one thing I give him credit for. He been telling y'all. He ain't been saying no words like I just harshly said it. Dude, it's gonna come out. Usher, somebody gonna come out and tell y'all these stories. It's just a matter of time.
But Diddy isn't the only one under the spotlight here. Enter Clive Davis, another titan of the music industry, known for his golden touch and shaping the careers of numerous stars, including the man in question here, P. Diddy, for example. The gossip is that Clive didn't just give Diddy a leg up in the music biz by helping him start Bad Boy Records. He also showed him some pretty sneaky ways to climb the ladder. Rumor has it that these tricks included using people to get ahead. Yikes. Now, when Diddy got the chance to mentor Usher, it seems he might have passed along some of those same, let's say, questionable lessons. Imagine Usher, just a teen, soaking up the glitzy and sometimes shady lifestyle at celebrity parties, all while under Diddy's wing. It's like learning from the best and the beast all rolled into one. This just goes to show the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in the music industry.
Some people question how Diddy became so evil. Well, it turns out he's just like his mentor, Clive Davis. This creepy man taught Diddy everything he knows. How to use people, take advantage of their body, and dispose of them when they aren't worth any more money. Clive Davis is a sick man.
And then there's Will Smith, a household name known for his charismatic and seemingly straightforward persona. However, rumors swirl about his and his wife's involvement in similarly manipulative practices, particularly concerning the grooming of young artists. These allegations suggest a pattern that echoes throughout Hollywood, where the lines between guidance and exploitation are often dangerously blurred.
There are guys who don't see a problem with a man kissing their son on the mouth. But kissing another man on the mouth, I mean, that's just something else. And Will and Jada have been accused several times of doing exactly that.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
Well, I know at least one person who left the house screaming to get away from the mentorship, and it happens to be Jaden's former close friend, August Alsina. Back in 2020, he claimed that he and Jada had an affair in 2016, saying that it was with Will's full knowledge and permission. I'm just here trying to fathom that Jaden possibly knew that his dad had given his mom permission to hook up with one of his friends in their own home. And you still expect someone who grew up in that household to be okay? Oh, hell no. And whether or not Will was also part of the relationship with August and Jada is still up for debate. And get this, in the Smiths' house, mentorship is apparently synonymous with hooking up. Because it wasn't just August. Will allegedly hooked up with several young men who are literally Jaden's age.
I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front till they went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there, all naked.
You know, I say this all the time. If one person says something about someone else, it may come across as malicious. But if more than one person is saying almost the exact same thing, I'm telling you, there's definitely something there. For instance, Trisha Paytas once called out Will for hooking up with one of her male dancers.
How about worry about your cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to?
Trisha was defending Shane Dawson against his cancellation, and she was calling out Jada, who criticized Shane for disrespecting Willow, saying she should look at her own husband's behavior instead and worry about that. And just a reminder that these male dancers she was talking about are closer to Jaden's age than to Will. Another person who said that Will definitely has a secret obsession is Alexis Arquette, who spilled that Will and Jada are both bi and that Will paid off his first wife after she walked in on him with another man. While exposing Will, she wrote in a Facebook post, when Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked in on him servicing his sugar daddy, Benny Medina, then I will listen to them. And Orlando Brown, man, the dude went on a very crazy, very weird rant about Will Smith. Take a listen.
The real Will Smith. What are you talking about? Where's your mind at, bitch? Just saying, keep your mind right, keep your grind tight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't you ever think that that's cool. That was the first setup, bro. You raped me, then turn me into a kid.
So who's the real culprit here?
Usher also blasted Combs for not being the best role model. So, in order to forge his own personality and pursue his career on his own terms, and not be someone's slave anymore, he felt compelled to put Combs at a cut down.
Because as a result of being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. I got it from him. I mean, this is a dude who just never slept. He's probably the first one to get up and the last one to go to sleep. So at the age of 8, 9, I began to ask myself, like, what am I gonna do with my life? Who am I gonna be? Am I gonna be a teenager who sleeps on my mom's couch, looking for, a menial job that, will at least give me enough to just pay for gas to get there and from every day? Nah, I want to do something that I feel is gonna take my mom out of here and hopefully put us in a better situation.
Why is Usher talking about these incidents now? Are his statements supported by any evidence? Absolutely. Recent acts by fellow rapper Mace have brought attention to persistent problems in the music business, with Mace confronting Diddy on social media about outstanding publishing rights from their previous joint ventures. Not only that, Mace seems to have charged Diddy with continuing to withhold his publication rights from more than 20 years ago, sharing a tweet that brought attention to the situation of young artists who sign unjust contracts with Diddy and get trapped in an endless cycle of abuse and freak-offs with the rapper.
That's really good. Let me take my shade off. Now, I could say this because it's not something I didn't say to him. Puff, how do I want to say this? Me and Puff was like, I felt like I did more than I got credit for, more than I got paid for.
You felt or did you do that? Because you said felt, like
okay,
feeling.
let's clear that up then.
You saying you feeling that?
No, we're gonna keep it with, because I'm trying to be nice. I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here. I'm not here. All my peers is up here. All my peers are bosses. When it's time, just like somebody raised somebody up, they did work with you, they go from your little man to maybe A&R to something else. He just kept trying to keep me right here, like he didn't want me to grow at anything. And to anybody, is that gonna bother you?
Yeah.
Especially if I'm producing the work. Puff would go out and party, and I would be in the studio writing the records, and then I just come back and say, he'll say this is his part or that is his part, but I was the person there creating it all. Right. And then, from the lyrical standpoint, whether somebody did a beats, and even More Money, More Problem, I came up with that. I came up with the beat too. And I said, Stevie, we need to do this beat and do it like this. So just imagine all of these moments that are taken from you. The records, the beats. You ain't getting the money. You ain't getting the publishing. You ain't getting the respect. And I don't think you're like that. So that became really frustrating for me because I'm
You
looking.
don't think you like that? What that mean? I don't think you would like that.
Like,
if a motherfucker did you like that?
Yeah,
what the fucking
like-
story is you listening to?
Man, I don't think you like that to be pulling what you pulling.
Yeah, you from the ghetto. You like?
Yeah, like you know what would come with doing that. But everybody is letting you get away with it. Everybody. So me quitting after one album, it didn't take long for me to figure it out. Like, I'm not gonna be here with it. I don't care who's here because you're not paying me and you're not respecting me.
Reflecting on these experiences, Usher himself has expressed mixed feelings about his early exposure to the industry's darker side. It's a narrative that many young stars can probably relate to, being caught between the allure of fame and the ethical dilemmas posed by their so-called mentors. Usher's candid discussions about these formative years invite us to ponder the impact such environments have on young talents, both in terms of their personal growth and their professional trajectories.
Currently, Combs is being criticized by Usher for not being the greatest role model. He felt forced to fire Combs to establish his own identity, pursue his career on his own terms, and stop being someone's property. And because it's pretty much known what happens when you speak out against Hollywood elites, Jaguar Wright seems to have suggested that Combs was responsible for a number of deaths, mainly those of young musicians who wanted to come out and express their disgust for the rapper Diddy, but didn't seem to want anything to do with him. You heard that right.
So what does this all mean for the entertainment industry? Well, it certainly casts a long shadow over the glitzy facade of showbiz. This is a never-ending saga. Thanks for watching.